drive on short distances, but you know, you don't. The weight when you're on the road is on the arse end, not on the front, and you lose traction with heavy trailer or something. Yeah, we've been hearing a bit about Adam, and he's had his operation some time ago now, and I think it was a lot better than they thought it was going to be. I'm not 100% sure. George has just been letting me know bits and pieces here and there, but I am really pleased that he's come through the operation and everything well. And here's to the future, young man. You're a brave lad. I know you had no choice, mate, but yeah, you're a brave lad. Very impressed. You never know, we might see you this summer. We'll have to look and see, won't we? See how things go, see how you're feeling. But we might get a look at you. You know, you're always welcome, mate. Right, back to this. Yeah. I haven't been on the YouTube for a bit. I think George has been saving me for a special occasion. But I've had George driving lorries for a bit, and he ain't too keen on the lorries, but he is in the yard today. I've got somebody else taking a straw lorry up today. We're short on sludge from angling water, so I've got a bit of work to do on the lorry, so we're going to get that done, and that driver's going to take the straw. But yeah, so George is in the yard today. The bloke's lorry is probably going to be off the road for a few days, so he might be in the yard for the rest of the week. But I've only got another 6 load to take into the power station this month, so once that's done, I've got to wait until January to take more. This is barley we're loading at the minute. I've got a stack of barley which I didn't top out, so I'm trying to get that in at the minute before we lose too much of the top. It's still okay at the minute, but I'm having to sort through it very carefully. No, I like it. It's a good bit of kit. I like the gearbox. I must admit, I'll keep using the brake because that's what I've been doing for the last 3 years. More than that, but you know, it takes a little while to stop you doing something you've done for a long time. We'll take it once we're loaded this lorry. We'll take it for a spin up the road and see how it goes. But it is very bloody nippy. Yeah, very nippy. Yeah, I do like it. Oh, we got busted string on top of that pack. I don't want to put that on the top. 2 on that one gone. Have a little bit of a shuffle around here. That one's alright to go there. You have to have this right because the old power station, they don't want busted strings on the bottom, which is what this one is I'm taking off. It needs to be on the top, but I don't want to put busted strings on top of the load of straw because the straps will break them. So we will have to have a little bit of a shufty round here. I'll just drop that one down there. It can go on, but it's got to go in a different place. You've got to load the lorry right. Make a dog's dinner of it, you'll have a dog's dinner all over the road. And I'll be needing another bloody truck. Mind you, I've got it insured fully cot now, so if there was a major mishap, at least I'm covered. I've got one bale there, it's got 2 strings missing, so that'll come out because I shan't send that. The beast is the other side of this wall, can have them. Our herd. No, I've been in the office a fair bit since harvest, since drilling finished. We're still getting stuff put away, like cleaning and putting stuff away. Well, we put it away, we've got it out again now, cleaning it, getting it ready to go. We're working on the drill at the moment, doing a few bits on the drill. We've got 140 acres of spring cropping to do. So, yeah, we decided to go back into a little bit of spring crop rotation, which is okay on our land as long as we don't have no droughts. If we have a dry spring, that'll bite me in the arse. But we'll see. Hang on, I'll just got a goo on the old jelly bone. Oh, it's my sister marrying. I'll be back in a moment. Yeah, we got mud everywhere. Oh, I hate mud everywhere. Oh, I'll be glad when summer's back. I'm a very summery person. I do like to get the old speedos on. Hey, I know, you know. My wife likes it too. She don't really, but there you go. Can't have everything, can you? But no, I don't think I'll be wearing them for a few months yet. But I don't think I'll be wearing them full stop. Not why I say make mirrors. But no, see, I've got 3 bales in there, which is a fair bit of weight. She's out to meter, and she's still nice and stable. This is what I mean. JCB have had a lot of years to get their product right, and they do. This is what I like. They do a lot of development. The only thing I do feel is they have missed the boat a bit on the cab. We could do with a better cab, JCB. You are way behind on your cabs. And I know this one, if I hit a big bump, there's a steel frame above my head, I end up with a big bump on my bloody head. I have head-butted that frame a couple of times. It is enough to make a grown man cry. So, it brings tears to my eyes anyway. Oh, I've stopped the clock. A bit too much power, you see, too much throttle. And she was still trying to push forward with not enough power and still down. Good bit of kit. Good bit of kit. As Mr. what's name from down the West Country would say. What's his Mr. What's their name? I forget their name now. Oh, Grasslands did a job on them, didn't they? Luke First, that's it. Good bit of kit. I don't agree with him about that bloody blue thing though. What is it? Landini. Every farm should have one. Yeah. Not unless they've got a muck scraper and cattle. I don't know. My neighbour's got one and it needs a new gearbox in it because he put 4 furrows on it and screwed the gearbox up. So, yeah. But he brought a second one, so he must be quietly happy with them. Well, I don't know where my lorry driver's gone. I reckon there's been 2 big accidents on the A1 today, so I think he might have got himself caught up in that a bit. I did tell him to stay away from it. Yeah, this bugger's got some power. I'll tell you what, I bet it's got as much pushing power as my big one. You've got to be careful. Push it off the front of the bloody trailer. Very, very sexual machine. Tell you what, I'm lucky I'm married. You know, we had a 9-metre one of these, I might marry it. Don't tell the wife. Cracking bit of kit. The thing about these as well, the resale value's there. When you're done with it, there's always somebody who wants to buy them off you. With the other ones, the lesser ones, you know, Merlot are okay, they got their place, you know. Most loaders have got their place, but I believe there is only 2 main line loaders, and I believe them to be. I had a Cat here on demo a few years ago, but they only made an 8-metre one, so it was no good to us because we couldn't get the reach to put the stacks up. So we didn't have one, but bugger, it was a good bit of kit. It did work well. So I do believe your 2 main loaders are Caterpillar and JCB. I just feel JCB have let themselves down a bit because of the cab. They haven't improved the cab. So I do feel they've let themselves down a bit. But the actual machine itself is good. Yeah, spot on. The gearbox is good. Power's there. It is like everything else this day and age, it is too electrical. I know these old Americans like their skid steers and stuff. But, I must admit, I saw the old Lonely Farmer, Wes's skid steer working on one of his, and I was quite impressed. I thought, well, you know, if he'd have put some rails up the back of the bucket or one of these grab buckets on there, Yeah, I reckon that would have handled 3 of them bales quite nicely, and considering he reckons they weigh 700-800 kilograms, you know, that's quite an impressive load, that little machine actually carrying it. And the lifting height of it ain't half bad, but like this thing though, you can see how high these will lift. I can get these up sort of 9 high to Heston's, unless I'm topping out. What you have to remember is, what goes up's got to come down, and once that's got 4 inches of water in the top of it, that increases the weight a little bit, which can speed your heart up and you know, get the old bum twitching. So even with my big loader, because we've been fetching down the bales off the barley stack over there, and them loads have been going heavy. I reckon we're close to 650 kilograms on those top lift. So yeah, very good. That's that lorry loaded. There you go. There's my old boy there. See, he's actually here to do some work sometime or another. Chatting to Georgie. Right, I'm going to turn you off for a minute. I'll take you for a ride up the road in a second. Take you for a little ride up the road. See what this gearbox is like. Right, we'll knock it out of 4-wheel drive into 2. Take the 4-wheel steer out. That's it. That'll be very lined up. Oh yeah, that's alright. That's good. Put some lights on. Put the old flasher on. I do like a good flash. Right, we'll lift that up out of the way. Nice stable machine, we're not lifting too high. Don't take my phone lines down. Right, got a nice quiet road here. That's in manual. Seems to go quite well. Quite smooth. Right, yep. I'll just stop a minute. Put it. Oh, bugger me. I'll do that again. Oh, that's me a bit overzealous on the brakes. You see how that stopped then? I didn't touch the brakes at all. It did it all itself. We'll stick it in drive now. Right, that's drive, so it's on fully auto now. Let's see what it does. It's meant to do 40 k's, this is. Yeah. Seems quite smooth so far. There you go, that's your top speed. Don't seem too bad to me. What'll be the proof in the pudding? What we'll do is we'll go down the other end, and there's a hill. These things don't tend to like hills, I've found. brakes, John Burrows. See, I'll keep doing the brakes because I'm used to doing them. That could be a good thing, to be honest with you, because load-all brakes do tend to get quite badly worn. So, you know, it is good that you can brake without touching the brakes, and it's the gearbox doing it. That'll confuse matey. I'll just let a white car go by. He'll think I've stolen it. But she's in fully auto. If I take my foot off a pedal, there you go, my foot's off. They stop quite good, quite well. It's quite good, that's a bit countrified. Right, away we go again. Down a hill, up a hill. On the left here, my neighbour, he's dug a ditch around there to keep the gypsies off his land. Because they're using like a racetrack, doing air coursing and stuff, so. There you go. That's progress. There you go, that's down a hill. This is quite a reasonable hill, the one we're going to go up now. Yeah, she's dropped down a little bit. Well, that's quite respectable. That's dropped down to 37 k's, and that is quite a good hill. So that's quite respectable. What it'd do with a load on the back, I don't know, but we won't find that one out not until the sun's shining and we've got some straw to cut. Yeah, that is actually nice. It's a nice machine to drive. I must admit the Dacia had a couple of little gizmos on it. If you go over a certain speed, it takes the arm out of gear, so you can't lift or drop the work the arm by mistake. But to be quite honest with you, I ain't too worried about that then. But no, the resale value on these is one of the big things. When you're buying a loader, that's one of the things you have to take into consideration. Yes, it might cost a little bit more money up front, but at the end of the day, you'll have a sale for it. I bought a little 7-metre loader about 3 years ago, and that cost me 26,000. And looking at the book, I think that's still worth a good 20,000, to be honest with you, by what I've seen in the book. We have took care of it, it is in good nick, but I think that's still worth 20 grand on a trade-in, and that's what you have to consider when you're buying a loader, in my view anyway. Sometimes, yes, it is hard to find that extra few thousand, but it is worth doing, because in the long run you get it back with brass buttons on, with knobs on. See how it's going after me bloody brake again. Yeah. Don't need to touch the brake anymore. No, that ride's nice, that run's nice, that steering's nice. Yeah, I know it is new. I know I keep repeating myself. It is new, but you know, that is a good bit of kit. That is a good bit of kit. I'm looking forward to seeing the 9.5 metre. I think Caterpillar have got their work cut out to change me over to Cat. I think they're going to have to work for it. Looking at this particular machine. Right, I've got to go in the house now and do some more Bosley stuff. The wife keeps ringing me up. I think it's because she loves me so much. There you go, you can have a quick look at my cattle. Move that out of the way. There's my beasties, they're a bit of a mix-up. I used to love me limmies, I must admit. They're easy calving limmies. But we've gone into some Herefords now. And the bull's in here somewhere, and he ain't a bad looking lad, I tell you. He is a good looking boy, they're lucky ladies, I tell you. And he's a hard worker as well. We've got cameras in the cattle barn so we can watch them. And he was working last week, he was seeing to a couple of his ladies. And, he gave them a proper seeing to, I tell you. They needed a baby sham after he'd finished with them. No, good loader, lovely loader. I've got to look at the Cat yet, but I would buy a 9.5 metre version of it. Yeah, gearbox is good. I've heard no horror stories about the gearboxes. It works nicely, and yeah, all around good bit of kit, nice and stable. That's the thing. You're putting all these stacks up. If you've got something that ain't quite right, you know, it's a little bit tippy, you know, or anything like that, you're doing a lot of bail work. You're either going to come unstuck at the end of the day when you're tired one night and have it on its side, or you're going to end up with no bleeding air because it's all going to fall out because you've worried yourself shitless. You know, I'd rather pay a little bit more money and have a little bit more design gone into the machine with a better resale value, to be honest. And yeah, would I buy one? Yes, I would buy one, but not till I've looked at the Caterpillar. Okay, so yeah. And if I did buy one, I would probably buy it off Oliver's, because they are a good company and they're very fair with their farmers. A bit slow coming forward with their demos sometimes, but as long as you get there in the end, that's the main thing. But no, a good company, very worth it. Well, yeah, they're not the cheapest, but they do look after you. You get a bloody good service. You do get a good service from them, and they have got some good fitters on their job. But as I've said, horses for courses, tractors and loaders, JCB. You know, balers, I think your Chrome's a good one. Bit technical, but it's good. Haymaking equipment was lately, but I must admit some of the Chrome stuff looks pretty tidy stuff, and the price is right on it. But it's always a resale value. But after I've done with my haymaking equipment, there ain't really much value left in them. Baler, I didn't do too bad out of it, but I had that for 14 years because it just worked perfectly. For nearly for 15 of them 14 years, but it worked absolutely beautifully. So my Lely 220 Master, I think it is, and we had that for a fair time. But we have changed it now, and we've had the new baler now 2 seasons, and that's been a ball ache. Little niggly things like net cutting and the brake on the net roll playing up, and a little quadrant that measures the net out. It's got a toothed wheel that runs on a toothed sort of triangle, and that's tore that up once and played us Mary out. In 2 years, I've had more trouble with that one in 2 years than I had in 14 with the other one. But hopefully we're over that now, teething problems hopefully. But no, good bits of kit. Volvo for trucks for me. Yeah, it's horses for courses in my view. You know, I'm crap with a computer, but I'm good with a plough. You know. There you go. Right, I'm going to stop rambling, and I've got to go back and do some office work. It's been nice talking to you again. We'll see you on the flip-flop. I'll have to get George to give me a camera so I can go around my fifth wheel and give you a show around that, because a few people have asked me about my fifth wheel, my caravan, like, you know. So I'll have to give you a show around that one. Right, okay, bye bye.